This is Tailgate Talk, presented by Tarpon Blue.
Let's take a ride. In this series, we're going to show you everything Texas and its surrounding southern states has to offer, right here from our very own tailgate.
We'll take you from life on the farm and the ranch to the big city lights. This is Tailgate Talk. Come along for the ride.
Hey everybody, I'm Joey Van Hecke. Welcome to this week's episode of Tailgate Talk. We're going to take you around the snake farm and show you what they have to see.
Alright, so a little bit of backstory on the snake farm. It was established in 1967, mostly dedicated to reptiles and snakes, obviously. So at the beginning of the adventure here, we went and looked at a bunch of different snakes. They all have little confined spaces, separated out by different areas and species. On each corner of the glass, on one corner or the other, it'll have where the snake's from, what kind of habitat they live in, if they're venomous or not. So you can see there it'll have the normal name, and then it'll have a scientific name as well as a location, and like I said, if it's venomous or not. The snake farm was actually purchased by new owners in 2007 and was updated substantial. They now have 500 different animal species, and they've also become a zoological accredited park as well. So anybody that's been there in the past, it's obviously been updated a lot. These enclosures are very nice now. The habitat's very, very nice. And as you can see, there's lots and lots of different snakes. There's a chameleon there up top that we're looking at there. So here we have a reticulated python. This is a very, very, very large one. It was like yellow and white. Its head's actually kind of tucked in between the middle and the right side there. That was super cool. And then they had a green tree python and an emerald boa. You can see that one there's giving us a show. So now, after we finished the inside part and looked at all the reptiles, they have an outside park, and there's free roaming peacocks and chickens all over the place. You can see a tortoise there. This is kind of the primate area. There's gibbons, squirrel monkeys, all kinds of primates, and we actually got to see a little baby squirrel monkey that was probably just a couple days old on the back of its mom. I don't know if you can see it in this shot here or not. I know we tried to get it, but it was really, really tiny. So there's a squirrel monkey habitat. That one's eating. Here's the white-cheeked gibbon. So like I said, lots of stuff for kids to see. Those were putting on a show, quite acrobatic. So it was really neat to watch them swing around. Here there's a mountain lion, so you kind of have the area on the outskirts of the park where they have their big cats, hyenas, wolves. This happened to be a mountain lion that was kind of just sunning itself. Got to get super close to that, get up close and personal, get some good pictures. Here's a capybara that was eating. Super cool. It's the world's largest rodent, so that's really neat to see. Very, very neat animal. Here with some baby snow leopards. There's not very many of these in captivity, period, so that was cool. The toucan here is going to be on the left corner of the screen up top. Super colorful, super neat to see that as well. And then here, there's some giant tortoises that were just kind of chilling out in the sun there. All right, so now the other thing they do is they do have a interactive show schedule. This was the White Lion show. They talk about what they're doing, how they've trained them and what have you. They didn't really want to cooperate that day for some reason or another, but that show does run regular. They do have a male and a female white lion you can see there. Some of the other shows they do is they have a alligator show. They actually bring out some of those little, like the little snow leopard babies, and they let people play with them and whatnot. There's a tortoise feeding. We fed hyenas that day because the lions didn't want to act right. And then kind of the last part of the tour is the petting zoo. They had goats. Obviously the chickens were in there picking up leftovers. There was Patagonian cavies. There was little capybara babies in there. There was mini zebus. And so great for the kids. Like I said, you can go in there. I think the cup of feed was just a few bucks. And, you know, obviously, like I said, little kids would have a great time in there. Okay, so to conclude, we went to the gift shop. There's lots and lots of souvenirs in here. You name it, it was pretty much in there. T-shirts, keychains, stuffed snakes. They had some kind of rocks and crystals that they had there for the kids to play with and buy. And that's pretty well the tour.
All right, everybody, we just finished our adventure around the snake farm. You can catch them online, catch them on Facebook, and we'll catch you next week on Tailgate Talk.
Thanks for tuning in today, and thank you to our guests for sharing their story.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll see you next time on Tailgate Talk.
We'll tell you things